Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot, page 16, which teaches us an interesting concept called Peh she'aser hu peh shehitir. Literally, the mouth that made something forbidden also should have the ability to make it permitted. And on this we find the example. If a person walks up to another and says, "You see this beautiful field that I have here? And it is indeed mine. I want to tell you something that you may never have known. This field, once upon a time, used to belong to your father. However, I bought it from him. And there's no witnesses and there's no document or proof to that effect." Now the question is, who do we believe? If this man who just found out this information says, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it was once my father's land. Maybe it's mine now." So we say that the person who came up with this claim is believed. And it's because the original man, this guy, did not know anything. There was no one complaining. No one claimed that this land belonged to anyone but this other person. And he decides to walk up to him and say, "It was your father's." Now, he didn't have to say anything. It was his mouth that made the land forbidden to him, because he was saying it was your father's land. Since he was the one that initiated the issue, so too he could now explain it. And he could explain and say, but I bought it off of him. It's actually my land now. And because of this concept, he is believed. On a similar vein, there's a concept called migu, that a person has ability to say something, and they're believed because they didn't say the best claim. They could have said a much better claim and gotten away with something, or something better would have happened for them. And the fact that they didn't do that and they chose a less desirable claim, why would they say this? Why would they lie? It must be they're telling you the truth. And therefore, because of that, they're believed in their statement. Now, in this, the Talmud tells us something fascinating. It all depends, literally, if an ox is gored in front of you. That is the language, shor shachat lefanecha, meaning, the first situation I mentioned, there, no one knew about it, or the ox was not slaughtered in front of anyone. No one had any idea whose land this was, except for this other guy. And therefore, that person is 100% believed. However, in a situation where it's not so sure what's going on, and there's a claim on both parties, maybe in that situation, even the migu will not be strong enough, even though he could have said a stronger claim. Because possibly, psychologically speaking, the person who said the second best claim may have known of this concept and deliberately said not the best, but the second best, so it gives the impression that he's actually telling the truth. And this is something in which we know is in our own lives. If a person is involved in something and you're the one that initiates what happened, and there's no way anyone could find out, so probably you're being truthful if you're explaining something where you could have remained quiet and said nothing. However, in a situation where you're presented with, "Why did you do this? Why did you do this wrong?" in that situation, you may not be as easily believed.